Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys my Knight Rider convertible kit that I had in California for the past 2.5 years. It finally got here on transport today. Yeah, and this is pretty much some old pictures that I'm showing you of how it looked before, and this is how it looks when I got it today.
And I never got finished, I never got to put the bumper on it, but I had painted the car with just a single stage paint job real fast before I had moved to Illinois from California, and they had to remove the dash, so it's just sitting in here, and steering wheel's in there. But yeah, that's pretty much how I left it. Had a new top, but it looks like it's got a little tiny tear in it right there, so it's gonna need another new one. Seats still look good, pretty clean. Looks like it needs a new carpet maybe. Door panels are a little bit, they're okay, they're a little bit funky from sitting. But yeah, that's the car there. It's missing a hubcap, 14-inch. That sucks because those are probably, you know, $100 for those. But other than that, it looks okay. Here's the rear bumper. It's fiberglass. It's got a stress crack here from the sun, the California sun. So I'm gonna have to probably repaint that. But it's not bad for sitting for almost 3 years. Right? It's not bad for sitting for 3 years.
Not at all.
Not too bad. A little dirty. Hasn't been washed in years. Since late 2018. I think we moved here in July, so it's been sitting since July 2018, and here we are in what, May of 2021. Alright, so the dash I just took out, it actually doesn't look too bad, the dash. I had painted this before I had left. Just a little tiny little scratch there and a little hairline scratch there. Other than that, it looks pretty good. I had painted it gloss black, which I don't normally do for a dash, but for some reason I did. I guess that's the paint I had on hand. The voice box kind of fell out. You can see I had epoxied it in place, and the epoxy, it's still stuck to the little pegs there, but it came off the dash from the California heat. It gets really hot in California, so yeah. But all this is, some of this bracket down here came off. So yeah, I think these electronics need to be replaced. They're a very old set, so I'm probably going to do that in the future. Just get a new set of 3/4 season electronics for this convertible. And if anybody's curious about the body molding that I sell on my website, that's it right there that I installed on my convertible kit, and looks just like the OEM one. Okay, there it is on that side, and there it is on this side. It's just a little dirty, a lot of dirty actually. But this is single stage paint. I probably could buff it out, but dirty as heck. Can't even see through the, well, a little bit. Here's the pod. See, was rushing to finish this car off, and there's the pods. You can see I had painted that. It looks still like brand new paint. I just didn't have the time to finish it. I was moving out of the house over there in Elk Grove, California, and I just was crunched for time. I did not have the time to get this thing put together. I really wanted to get it put together and sold. I wanted to sell it before I moved, but there was no way. And there's the pod. It looks real good. I don't even know where the electronics for that is. Probably in the car somewhere. And there's my these are the OEM deflectors from GM. That's funny, I never noticed that. It has a General Electric badge there. See that? It says CGE. But isn't that the General Electric symbol? Like on stoves and stuff? There's my old Pentium 3 computer that I used to run the voice software for KITT in this convertible, and I did that way back in the early 2000s, maybe 2005, 2006. I had this thing talking already before anyone else, before a lot of people did. See if I can find any other treasures in here. I found a little bee's nest. Wow, really? Under my seat. It's a wiry mess down there, that's for sure. I gotta get this all cleaned up and do it properly. Knight Rider scanner CD. Well, there's the missing hubcap that I thought was stolen right there. And there's the scanner that I left it, same spot that I left it when I left this car. Good thing I put it there and didn't leave it in the car. It'd probably be all rusty. There's a spare tire. There's a lower console. Side panels. The front. Now there's my lower console and primer. I guess I never got to paint this thing. Yeah, still looks pretty nice. I had this ready for painting, or ready for actually the parts. It wasn't ready for paint, but ready for installing my electronics, which I never actually finished or got. I just didn't have time. I don't know what happened to my electronics for the pod. They're gone. No big deal. I could always buy a new set. And of course, I didn't have time to mount a bumper. I was at that time when I was moving. I was finishing up parts for customers, and I just didn't have time to build my own bumper. It's funny because everyone that makes parts for Knight Rider, they never have time to make their own parts for their own cars, usually. Alright, so I'm looking around. Oh, there's my pods. Huh. See, I knew to keep all the precious stuff away from the sun because I had this outside. Well, at least there's one of them. I don't know where the other piece is. Wow, one pod only? Great. Must have fell down or something. Well, 1 out of 2. And there's my scanner bar, and it looks brand new still. No rust, nothing. And these were made out of steel, so those can easily rust. Yeah, I don't know where the other pod buttons are though. Can you see it back there? Is it over there? Over there? No. Look, I found this plate that goes to the hood scoop. This one I had custom made. I don't think it's an original. I had actually cut it myself, and then I painted it gloss black again. I don't know why I would have used satin, but I guess that's the paint I had. And I still can't find the other pod switch. That's weird that I would only put one in here. Oil filter. I got some brand new seals here. Door seals, looks like. Spare tire and some mirrors. And I even put the box in the trunk to the radio in there. Back in the day, this was like a really nice radio because it had the hookup for the Bluetooth that you can wire up, and I would put the Bluetooth just right on the visor, and so if I wanted a song or something, I could talk and say what song I wanted, or if I wanted to answer my phone or whatnot. Now every car has that, but this is way back in 2006 or 7. Back then it was like, ooh. And when you had a iPod hookup, that was like, wow, that's the thing to have. Alright, found my pod buttons in the console. There they are. There's the right side. These were handmade by a customer of mine. He hand built them. You can see they're hand done. They look like something original from the show. But no, just a guy did him out of his garage. Well, there's my scanner. I think this is my scanner control. Scanner. Actually, I'm not even sure what that goes to. I don't remember. There's this other control. That, I don't even know what that goes to. Maybe this goes to the radio, actually. Radio. This, I don't know what the heck this goes to. Wow. I don't even remember. It's been so long. Alright. There's my flipper. Flipper remote for the rear bumper. See, I never had the time to rewire this car up either, so I just left it kind of a mess. Wow, here's my registration, and this thing it expired back in 2013, so that's 8 years. I think the registration, I mean the tags are 2015, so yeah, this car hasn't been really driven for like 5 years, on and off. Good car too. I think it only had like, well, it has 178,000, but that's original miles for a car that's a 91. That's not bad, actually. All right, car just started right up. I don't know, for some reason, when the driver got here, the car wouldn't start. There's some kind of bug or some kind of security issue on this car. It used to have a car alarm, and I used to have problems with it, like not starting sometimes. So I took the car alarm out, and it helped, but now it's doing it again. It's acting like it's got some kind of anti-theft system. It's a 91, so if you got a 91, let me know what that is, because it's something with security. It even has the security logo. The gas stinks. It's probably very old gas, but it's starting right up because I did do the fuel pump back in 2018 because it was bad. But no, don't go the other way, Leon. But yeah, this thing's still running. Alright, so yeah, there's some kind of security issue on this car where sometimes it doesn't start, and then you let it sit for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, and then it starts up. Like it just started up right now. So I don't know what the heck that it's wrong with it, but I think it has something to do with security. There's my scanner box. I should have disconnected that, but I had painted it in here, and the hood black. Shoot. Looks like my lid got a little bit rusty, so I gotta paint that thing. But the car itself doesn't look bad. I shouldn't run it too long because I don't know how, that oil's probably real bad and old. Now I gotta check all the fluids. But yeah, it sounds good. Needs a little TLC. Let's see if I can rev it up a little bit. Yeah, it sounds good. I have a Flowmaster on the back, so it sounds really powerful. Yeah, well, at least I found my pod buttons. Poor kit, man. Been neglected for several years. So yeah, there's the pod and there's the buttons. I guess I have everything for this thing. I don't trust this electronics. I tried to hook them up and they weren't working right. So I probably have it wired wrong or something. Like I said, I didn't have time to go through it. Maybe I'll have some time to tinker with that later, but probably gonna need a new set of electronics for this thing regardless. Those are very old. This is like, I think 2002 or something made, 2004, 2003, something like that. Like I had one of the first kits back in the day in the early 2000s that was pretty nice, and I used to drive it all the time. So but now it needs a good update. Sounds real good. Sounds just like the way I always remember it sounding. There's like no rust on this vehicle. None. Zero rust. I mean zero. There's no rust. No rust down here. On the quarters. Nothing. It's clean. It's a California car. And I mean clean. Look at that. You see rust? Let me know. I don't. This car never had any rust issues. Doors are perfect, no rust. See, I was talking about, here's my little, I would hit this when I wanted to answer the phone on Bluetooth. Don't even know if it works anymore, or the radio. Let's see. I had put really good speakers in the back. Let's see. Shit, I don't remember how to use this thing. Where's FM? Power. Mode. Yeah, I don't know if this thing works. They don't make radios like they used to. They make them too smart and then they get dumb. Check out how I brake. I'm just braking real soft. Oh, and it's like, wow, it's jerking me. Check this out. That's kind of weird. Obviously need some brake service. It's okay going in reverse, but when I go forward and I want to stop, it's like skidding. It might be just because it's maybe a little rust on the, you know, when rotors get a little rusty from not being driven, and then you go to brake and they kind of catch. I think that's part of the issue. There it goes again. See that? That's weird. Alright, so if I hit the brake like normal, it really skids when I'm driving. Let's try to go down. Let's drive like normal. Let's see. Yeah, it's skidding. I think it's the, sounds like the rears are locking up. You see that? Yeah, I'm thinking they're kind of rusty in there or something, sticking. They're rear drums on this car. But yeah, it's running. I'm surprised. But it's got a lot of work to do, a lot. All right, I got static to play on the radio. Let's search for a channel. I don't think I have an antenna hooked up. Oh yeah, I do. I think I do have an antenna hooked up.
Alex.
Oh, I got something.
And we think that is unfair.
No music though. Wow, it's not picking up no stations. Just some static. Let's try the CD. Let's try this Knight Rider CD and see if it plays. Let's see if it even opens. There we go. Play. Definitely need a new radio, man. Even this volume is sticky. I can't believe I bought a disc from eBay and all it does is play the swooshing noise. And I paid like 10 bucks for that CD back in the day, like a decade ago. And now you can get files online for free. Oh wait, it's got another track. Oh wow, it's another swishing. Wow. Let's see. Oh, it's got a third track. Oh, what do you know? It's another swishing. Same speed, everything's the same. You want this to be your car one day? Huh? No? Yeah? Yes? You don't like this car? You do like it? Says he likes it. Maybe I'll fix it up for him. Wow, four songs of Knight Rider swishing. Well, the speakers work in the back. I know this speaker's gone right here, and that one's toast, so I need new front speakers. No, we're gonna fix this car. We're gonna fix this car and it's gonna be like brand new. Let's see if the headlights work. Oh, that's one thing that works. Headlights, yeah.
Alright, to finish off this video, here's some pictures of the car when I first got it. You can see the 91 bumper it had. Had to remove that, put on a Knight Rider bumper. Also had the subframe connectors that were on it because it was a convertible. I had to remove those. And because I removed those, I had to add Alston subframe connectors, which sit inside where you don't see them. So yeah, it was quite a bit of work to get this thing to look like the Knight Rider car because of all those issues. But that's it for this video, guys.